The courtroom was quiet, except for the slow tapping of the judge's gavel on the desk. It was a scene that had played out 1,000 times before. Procedural, cold, business as usual. But then a woman stepped forward. She was thin, wearing a faded dress that had seen better days. Her hands trembled as she clutched a stack of papers to her chest. Her name was Sarah, and the weight of the world was on her shoulders. "Your Honor, I'm here to plead for a second chance," she said, her voice wavering. The judge didn't even look up. He was busy flipping through a stack of cases. A second chance. For what, Mrs. Williams? His voice was sharp, dismissive. He finally met her eyes, and a flicker of something, almost like amusement, danced across his face. "You're asking for more time to pay a debt that you clearly can't afford. Why should I grant you this when so many others are waiting for their day in court?" Sarah stood motionless, a bead of sweat rolling down her forehead. She had already been through so much. The recent loss of her husband, the bills piling up, the house in foreclosure, and now this. The lawyer she couldn't afford had been unable to help, and here she was, standing alone before the court. A widow in debt, invisible in the eyes of the law. Sarah started, but her voice cracked. "I can't pay it all at once, but I just need more time. I'm trying to keep my family afloat. Please, Your Honor, just a little more time." The judge chuckled. A low, mocking sound. "Time. What exactly do you think time will do for you, Mrs. Williams? You can barely keep your head above water. What makes you think I should waste my time with this?" The courtroom grew still, the air thick with tension. Sarah's heart sank. Her hands began to shake harder as she struggled to hold herself together. But before she could respond, the judge lifted his hand, signaling that she was dismissed. "This court has no sympathy for your plight. Case closed." But just as Sarah turned to leave, the doors to the courtroom swung open with a loud bang. A group of bikers, dressed in black leather jackets and helmets, walked in. The clatter of their boots echoed across the floor as they made their way to the back of the room. At first, no one paid them much attention. But then they stopped, standing tall, their eyes scanning the room. They weren't there for anyone else. They were there for Sarah. One of them, a man with a thick beard and tattoos creeping down his arms, looked at the judge, his face set in a hard line. "You've got a problem with her?" he asked, his voice low but laced with authority. The judge's eyebrows furrowed. "This is a courtroom, sir. You're disturbing the proceedings." The biker didn't flinch. "You don't get it, do you? She's just a woman, trying to keep her life together after losing everything. And you're mocking her? That's not going to stand." The judge stood up, the air in the room thickening with tension. "I'm the one in charge here, and I will not tolerate threats or disruptions in my courtroom. But the bikers weren't intimidated. One by one, they stepped forward, their eyes never leaving the judge. The man with the beard took another step closer. "We're not threatening you," he said calmly. "We're here to make sure she gets a fair shot. We'll back her up, no matter what it takes." The room went silent. It wasn't just the bikers' intimidating presence. It was the energy in the room that shifted. For the first time, the judge seemed taken aback. He glanced at Sarah, who stood frozen in place, as if this was all happening in a dream. "Ooh,"